welcome to another brand new episode of the Mobile DJ Mastery Podcast with your host 247. Oh, I need to get. Anyway, pending, sound effects pending, guys. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Hey, guys, we are in for another treat. We've got another guest with us this week, which we're going to be chopping up. We're going to hear a little bit about their story as well. And we're going to delve a little bit more in to all about the DJ agencies. Yes, we're going to be talking about DJ agency. If it's for you, if it's not for you, make sure you give this one a listen. All right, guys, man, I don't want to waste much of your time. So let's roll the intro and let's get into it. Terron, man, thank you so much for jumping on the podcast, man. How are you doing, bro? How's things for man like T, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on the podcast, bro.
No, man, thanks for coming. Do you know what, T? I want to quickly start this before we actually get into it. I need to let people know, like, me and you go way back, you know, bro. Like, me and you go way back a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know you remember Roy. Remember Roy?
Yeah.
But I remember when he was going to start that DJ group that he had, and he was getting lots of gigs and stuff like that, and he had just let people know, DJ Roy was a DJ, and he had a couple of us like running around with him, so he getting a couple of events, he started putting us in different venues, and just before lockdown, he was going to start like this like small DJ agency, and me and you was part of that same sort of group, do you know what I'm saying? I remember he's inviting us to a house. We had like little photo shoot. He was gonna make like, you know what I mean, little for the website. Like this is this DJ, this is that DJ. Da, 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 da. And I met you from back then, man. I've met you from back then. So we go quite a way back. So this has been long awaited, man. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So first of all, I want to let people know. Obviously, Terron, I know you from a long time, and I know a lot about you. But I want people to know about you. So I want you to tell them, what is it that got you into the mobile DJing aspect? We could talk about the DJ, but how did we get here, bro? How did this happen?
Okay, so I've been DJing for 8 years now. So about 8 years ago, or let's say 9 years ago, before it actually all started, I still play drums, and I was actually playing drums in a function band at the time, and I thought to myself, why not pick up DJing again and market it as me being a mobile DJ.
Okay.
So I said to my wife one evening, I'm actually going to buy myself a controller, get some tunes, get practice in, and then market myself as a DJ. It actually started out as a service that we ran in the group at the time, as as an added extra. So what I would do is I'd DJ in between sets and whatnot, and then from that, what I did is I contacted a lot of agencies, started to take some pictures and videos, blah blah blah, sent them out to agencies, and then started to get some work from that. And then from that, I think probably about from year 2, I wanted to go out more as just a DJ.
Okay, less as the percussion style, drummer style?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so from there, I started to DJ more and whatnot. Now I'm onto year 8, and I'm DJing more. I still get to play drums now and again. I still play drums in church. But I also still get to do a lot of function work as well from time to time as well. But yeah, man, mobile DJing right now is the thing for me, man.
Okay, so you're saying you're saying you only started DJing then 8 years ago is basically what you're saying. So, and before then you've been doing drumming. Is that that's your main musical influence?
Yeah, I mean, well, okay. So when I was about 13, 14, I actually got influenced DJing by DJing with one of my friends who's also a DJ. He's more of a radio DJ. He goes by the name of DJ Cypher, and when I grew up back in Leicester and whatnot, so the influence was there. And for me then, it was more of a thing. It was more of a thing where my friends doing it, his uncles are doing it, my uncles are doing it. So I was like, well, why can't I do it? So
Yeah,
kind of
straight,
kind of
straight.
kind of just picked it up, brought some records, and, went to one or two events and just played there. And then after that, it was just it was more of a hobby kind of thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, like what 8 9 years ago, I thought to myself, why not actually turn it into something I can actually earn money out of, and provide it as a service to wedding clients, or corporate clients as well. So
So I heard you just quickly slip in there. And Leicester, is that where you're originally? Is that where you're born and bred?
yeah, so I was born and bred in Leicester.
Okay.
I've been living in London probably for about 20 years now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, probably for about
Okay.
20
You
years
know,
now.
I would never have known that. Leicester. You know? What made you come down here?
um, so I so I came down here to study music,
Okay.
and yeah, ever since I studied music down here, I've just been based down here ever since, man.
You never left. You came down for the music and said, you know what? Kind of like it down there. Let me stay down there. Let me stay down there.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Wicked, man. All right then, T, man. Do you know what I love about your Instagram, T? Yeah, I always see you're booked and busy. And one of the things I always like to talk about with some of the DJs on here is how to get there. That's one of the things I definitely want to be sharing with definitely a lot of other things on this podcast. But you are always booked and busy. So, like, what kind of where currently are you getting your bookings from? I remember you said something about an agency and the function band, but where would you say the belly of most of your work comes from?
Well, it's a mixture of sources, actually. So I would say it's a mixture of agencies, and also via direct bookings as well. So you get people contacting me via Instagram, and also via my website as well.
Hmm.
I think over the past year, there's been a lot of people actually contacting me over my Instagram, which is actually turned into direct bookings as well.
Yeah,
So
I think similar. Instagram is where I think a lot of us, like in the wedding in the wedding industry, or even the mobile DJ industry and the wedding industry, Instagram
yeah,
is where it's at. What I love about Instagram, I look at it like a online CV, quick online CV. Someone can go have a quick look, see if they like your vibe, see if they like what you present, see if they like what you bring, and if they like it, all they've got to do is press that message button, and they're in contact. Do you know what I mean? They can answer whatever
yeah.
questions you want. You can keep them on platform, take them off platform, however you want to do it. But yeah, man, Instagram. I'm saying that because I'm going to be saying it in a lot of episodes, guys. Instagram currently is where it's at. But at the same time, do you know what I'm going to throw in there as well? Don't sleep on TikTok. T, don't sleep on TikTok. I've been getting a couple of bookings from TikTok. Not a lot, but a couple. And every time you hear about social media, you always hear people talk about, I saw that on TikTok, I saw that on TikTok, I saw it on TikTok. So guys, don't sleep on it. I'm not saying put all your eggs in one basket. I know how it is with life and everything because of that, but don't sleep on TikTok. But Instagram, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Mm.
Do you know what? I want to quickly touch on the agency stuff, because especially like some of the people listening to this podcast might be quite new, and they might be looking to get, because like I said, what I love about you two, you're always booked and busy. So can you give anyone sort of like tips on maybe how to get on an agency, any agencies that you might want to shout out, or is there any sort of tips or advice on how do you find an agency? Let's go back to what you said when you was looking for an agency. What did you do? You said something about you sent some pictures, and what else did you do? How did it happen? Tell the people, man.
Okay, so when I was with the function band, I found out what agencies they were with, and I got the details of those agencies, got in contact with them, and said, I'm currently with this band, but I'm marketing myself as a mobile DJ, and they asked me for some pictures, which I took some pictures, sent them off. They asked me for some DJ mixes, and what I did actually do is, before I actually got in contact with them, I actually did a couple of DJ mixes. So the DJ mixes to actually showcase the different styles that I do.
Okay.
So from like disco, funk, pop, R&B, and a couple of throwback stuff as well. And from that, they took the material, and yeah, that's when I got a lot of inquiries,
Hmm.
because people saw me, people saw what I could do, heard what I can do as well, and then
Hmm.
basically, yeah, just ran with that, really.
Okay, because I've always thought to myself, like, with agencies, like I've never been part of an agency, but once again, I remember there was a time when I was looking for and trying to get onto agencies, and I didn't know how. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know, and I would have probably done the same sort of thing that you just said, like basically reach out to them and sort of send them something that they can see that you're serious, see that you've got you've got the necessaries, and then hopefully take you on board. Because I think like when you're first getting like maybe your first couple of gigs under your belt, agency is definitely a great way to go. Do you know what I mean? Because they will advertise you and they will do a lot of the work that you would do. Well, yeah, they'll do a lot of the work that you'll be doing obviously later on. But when you first start, it's a bit harder to maybe get that wheel sort of churning and things of that nature. The one question I do have for you is that when you was DJing with the agencies, was you allowed to take like pictures and videos and record yourself, or was they like, you can't kind of share any videos and you can't do what? Like, was your hands tied, or was there like freedom there?
Okay, so with some of the agencies, what you find is that they won't allow you to tag the client, won't allow you to tag the client or any other artist that you're working with. So when I say any other artist, I mean like saxophone players or percussion players that you might be working with as a DJ, or maybe even singers as well. Um, but I think what I've been doing is, I've been taking videos and whatnot, and uploading it to my Instagram or to my website. And also, and what I found is key is tagging the actual venue. So what you'll find is, say for instance, if you go to, let's say, you've just DJ'd at for argument's sake, you've just DJ'd at a wedding at the O2, yeah, and you've done a reel of the day, all basically all the highlights and whatnot, and in the description you've just put like highlights of such and such as party, or such and such as
Event
wedding
or whatever it
reception,
may be.
yeah,
Okay.
event, blah blah blah, and then you could just put venue O2 Arena. And then what I've actually found, and what has actually worked, is that a lot of people have actually reached out and said, "Oh, I've seen that you've actually DJ'd at this particular venue. Are you available on this particular day?"
Hmm.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
You know, and then take it from there.
Yeah, 100%, man. That is definitely a major key is in the location. So when he's talking about tagging, you tag in the Instagram location, not a hashtag, not a mention in the description, but an actual location tag. What that happens to when is that when another client is booking at a venue, they can go onto posts that have been talked about, a post about this venue, and that's posts not just done by the venue, that's anyone in the area. So once you search that, if you have a popular post, or you've got something that's got quite a bit of engagement, it can go up to top. There's recent, as in the most recent post, and then there's tops, the ones that get the most engagement. Those places are gold mines for people looking for clients. So literally, especially if I want to return to the venue, because there's some there's some venues I don't do that, but if I want to return, I pull it in, yep, and I try to get a couple of videos out of that one event, so I've got more chances of being in top or recent. Do you know what I mean? So when people do come and they say, what else has happened at this venue, which all people do, especially brides and grooms, they'll go on and, okay, that's someone else's wedding. Okay, oh, they had a sax. Okay, let's have a look at the sax. Oh, let's keep going. Oh, those flowers look nice in the corner in the same venue we've got, and this guy's lively, and boom, there you go. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So definitely, guys, major key, tag your venues, especially if you want to return. So T, I remember there was a point, yeah, you went through a change, because obviously I've been going through your social media, and I remember before, especially when we was doing a lot of the work with Roy, there was a change, and then you introduced the hat. The staple. This you introduced the hat. Let's talk about the hat. Let's talk about the hat. Is that
No,
like?
no, no,
Was
no,
that
no,
like
no.
a? There it is. The hats.
Yeah, I've currently got 4 of them.
Yeah, because you know
Currently
you need
got
a
4 of
couple
them.
of
Yeah,
you know when you've chosen something, one's not
yeah.
gonna do it. One's not gonna do
No,
it.
no, no,
Nah,
no,
you gotta have a couple of them, and even then, the shop that you're wherever you're getting it from, make sure you got a permanent. Because if that style goes out, you're like, no, bruv, this style can't go out, bruv. It's
yeah,
my
yeah,
style, it's my branding, bruv.
yeah.
I need 15 of those mofos. So let's talk about the hat. Was that something that you wanted to kind of like to stand out, to sort of like to be different on the rest? What was the idea behind the hat?
Okay, so there's a story behind this.
Great, fantastic. We love story time.
So a couple of years ago, I got invited to DJ at an event alongside a band, and now at the time the band leader was like, "I'd like for you to be dressing up in a jacket, white shirt, and I think it was black tie, and also a fedora hat." So I was like, okay, let me just buy a fedora hat. I don't know, whatever. So I bought a fedora hat off Amazon. It was supposed to be the lady at the time. She said, a black fedora hat. So I was like, okay, cool. So I bought one off Amazon, and then from that, I got one of my friends to take some pictures, and then I posted it online, and then I was like, this actually kind of like looks quite good.
Kind of kind
So
of dope.
yeah, so what because at the time it was a hired jacket, so obviously I had to return the jacket. So I thought to myself, how could I actually incorporate the hat with something else that I wear? And I thought to myself, why not do some waistcoats? So waistcoat, tie, white shirt, and the hat. And that's when things started to kick off. So what I did do is I bought a couple of more waistcoats, different color waistcoats, and matched them with different color ties and also the different color hats as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if you've been following me, you probably know that it's not just all about the waistcoat. I also wear like when it comes to summertime, it's more summery shirts and also the hat as well,
Yeah, yeah.
or a different color hat as well. So yeah, that's when it kind of kicked off, you know.
Oh, so in that case, we have to give thanks to the woman that was saying to come down just like that, because that might not have sparked that idea. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, big shout out to Golden Global. Yeah, that's it. That's the group. Golden
Golden
Global.
Global, big shout out to
Yeah, man.
Golden Global, because
Yeah,
you don't
man.
know where these ideas come from and all these kind of things. Do you know what I mean? But especially if they take a prevalence in our business, then it's always good to remember those. Because one thing I think it definitely does is that when we see you, we know it's you. Do you know what I mean? And I think like
Yeah.
if there's anything DJs can think of something that they're happy to do that differentiates their look in any way, their style. Anything unique is always going to be a plus. There will be sometimes there may be a bit of fear in trying to do something like, I want to change my look, or I want to get a hat, or I want to dye my hair, or whatever it may be. There may be a bit of fear in it, and it's about sort of like committing to it, sticking with it, and then it will grow on people, just like a brand. I don't know if you remember a Bashman artist called Elephant Man, and
Yeah.
he used to dye his hair red and yellow, and it was like, what? Like, what's wrong with you? But then
Yeah.
after years come out, if Elephant Man was on stage and you was far, if you went to go and see him and you was far back in the stands, you know which one Elephant Man is. You know there can be 10
Yeah.
people on stage. You're like, there's Ellie, because you know, do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's those things that are kind of like good ideas, and I sort of inspired DJs to try and like anything to be different, anything to be unique, anything to stand out in the crowd is always going to work in your favor. So yeah, man, love the
Yeah,
hat,
that's
T.
right.
Love the hat, bro.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, T, yeah, is obviously you're a family man, just like myself. Bro, tell me how you're managing. How is the wife? How is the kids? Because you know when it's summer and it's peak season, We're not there, bro. Like, we are not
Yeah.
there. Some of the gigs are far up north, this many hours drive away. You know, we're getting ready at, 10 up, 11, 9 in the morning, leaving the house, driving for miles, setting up, staying down, hotel, driving back down. And the same might happen the weekend after, and the weekend after that, and the weekend. How are you managing, bro? As a dad, from dad to dad, how are you managing, bro?
I think, okay, so what's been key, especially when it comes to summer times, is like going to the park in the morning or going to the park a few hours before you leave out, play some football with the boys, or just go out to the park, have some fun,
Mm-hmm.
and also spending time with my wife as well, taking her out for lunch or dinner, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, basically doing that, just doing little things like going to the park, playing a PlayStation before I leave out with the boys and whatnot, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's been key, man. That's
So
been
just
key.
basically like giving them that quality time, finding that quality time, and giving them those quality especially like you're saying, if
Yeah.
you've got to head out in the day, any little anything, whatever you can do to engage with them before you leave. Because I'm not lie to you, I find that harder. Like if I start doing something with my kids and we start getting excited, we're building stuff, we're doing Lego, we're doing all this stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I got to shoot, and it's like it's like 1 o'clock, and they're like, what do you mean, Dad? Like we're in full swing, Dad. We're going ham. We're making the biggest city. Oh, this is gonna be a 2, 3, 4, 5 hour graft, and I'm like, yes, and I gotta kind of leave it there and revisit that. I find that difficult. I do. Then there's certain days where I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm leaving everything that I'm doing this for to go and deliver the works. Do you know what I mean? Or to go and deliver entertainment. So myself, I think sometimes it can be hard, especially in August, because August will be the time where obviously they're at school. Summer's in full swing. Don't get me wrong. What does work? What does help? Is that being with them in the weekdays, and then it makes sense for me to then go hard on the weekends or closer to the weekend. So yeah,
Hmm.
man, I find that I'm still trying to manage that one, because I think with the kids, yeah, once we get in the zone, I'm like, can I message them and say I can't make it? Nah, you, you
Yeah.
can never do that. Nah, you can never do that with a client. That's a no go.
That's,
Have a day job, T.
no, not currently.
You're full time DJ.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Are
mean,
you looking? Are you looking for another job, or is this kind of what you want? Is this how well it is at the moment?
so my my aim or my goal is not just to be a full-time DJ. I also want to be doing voiceover work,
Okay.
and also composing music for TV and film as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. No, but you've got all the skills. You've got all the skills. So why not maximize off it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You've got to maximize, man. You got to do what you can, bro. But I'm glad you told me that. If I hear anyone that says they're looking for music for advert or anything like that, I'm like, bow. T's your
Yeah,
guy,
man.
man. Terron's a guy, man. So, another thing I saw when I'm scrolling through your Insta is I want to talk about one of your packages. One of your packages that you mentioned on your Instagram was about the percussion package. So you got the
Okay.
percussion package. There's one video that you got where you got all the guests are kind of like just having a free for all on the drums. It looks like proper fun. And you know what I was thinking? It's funny because I see there's you got the percussion pack. You've got DJ Chris. Big shout out to DJ Chris. He's
Yeah,
got the
big shout out to
bongo
DJ
drum. Big
Chris,
shout out
man.
to
Yeah,
TJ,
yeah.
Funky T. He's doing sax now, so he's playing sax. So he does like. So I'm liking how DJs are coming in and they're sort of like bringing in a second element to their DJ. So was that an easy one for you? Because obviously you come from drums before you started doing DJing. So was that like an easy add-on? And I remember you mentioned it when you was doing the work before. You used to have it as as an add-on. Is that something that's like? Do you see it like picking up? Do you think it's a good idea for DJs to kind of have that? How did that kind of start?
So with that, how did that kind of start? So basically, with that, the couple at the time, they actually said to me, "Oh, we were looking to have like a saxophone and possibly maybe even some bongos or some percussion." So I was like, "Yeah, cool, why not?" So I was like, oh man, I need to actually buy some bongos. So at the time, I didn't actually have any bongos.
Oh, say no more.
Yeah.
So you sold it, you didn't even have it. I love that. That's a good business move. Anyone, that's a business move. But yeah, go on, sell the dream, Go on, sorry, land the
So
plane.
yeah. So I bought some bongos and whatnot. Just started practicing, and because I play drums, the rhythm would actually just come natural to me, innit? So what I did, so I've already got like a tambourine, so it was literally a case of buying like a bracket for the tambourine, a stand for the bongos, and also using one of my cymbal stands just to put a cymbal on it as well. So boy to the wedding reception, um had one or two of the guests come up and play with it and whatnot, and they were loving it.
They will love it, bro. The
They were
videos.
absolutely loving it.
There's
And
one girl, she's got the glow stick, and the way she gives it, she's like, what up? I said, yo.
but yeah, so that particular clip was actually the second wedding reception. I
Okay.
incorporated the percussion with DJing as well. So what? So that particular wedding, I said to the client, so the client initially just wanted DJ and sax. So I was like, cool. So I was like, well, for an extra blah blah blah, um, I can play percussion, and I'll be doing it sporadically throughout the night, and people can actually jump on and also have fun with it as well. That's when we see the video of like the different wedding guests come up. Even the bride and the groom had a go, and
Yeah.
they really had fun with that,
Yeah, you can see they were getting into it. But if you want to check out that video, make sure you head over to Terron's Instagram. His link is in the description. Go and give that video a check out just to see other ideas, guys. It's all about ideas and inspiration. We don't want to copy or rip off, but it's good to get inspiration and look at what other DJs are doing in the market and see how can you adapt or bring something new to your space and then up your business. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, that is that. I think like that video is probably the best, like as a marketing video to send to any client and say, look, we got a percussion package. Whoop, let's send the video, because the video is self-explanatory. It does everything that it needs to do. They can see if that's something that they want to look at. So yeah, man, I'm loving it. I'm loving all those like unique selling points. You know what I mean? All those little different things that sort of like separate people from other, like just from the field of DJ. So all of that stuff, I'm definitely down for, man. Sick. All right, so T, I wanna say, yeah, I want you to imagine we're going back to 2020, back to where I met you at Roy's, before lockdown, before all of that. Let's go back about 5 years, and I want to say to you, if we could go back in time, yeah, and you could talk to the Terron then, what would you say to try and speed up where you are now? What advice or what would you say to the past you to speed up or get you to speed up to where you are now? So basically, that's the last 5 years. What kind of advice would you have given yourself, knowing what you know, knowing about COVID, knowing about everything, and then what might you say to yourself? You've got 30 seconds with yourself to tell yourself something. What might you say?
I'd probably say, T, it's time to actually get out right now. Do you don't wait on nobody else, or don't wait on any other kind of agency that is trying to get you work. Yes, there are actually some good agencies out there that will actually get you some work, but you also have to think to yourself, is it worth the price that they're putting you out for, or is it worth the price that you're actually advertising yourself out there for? Also think, back then I would have easily incorporated sax and percussion sooner as well. If I knew about those packages sooner, I definitely would have done it sooner as well.
Yeah. knowing what you know now, that in hindsight, do you know what I mean? When you're seeing
Yeah,
what it can deliver, you're like, if I was doing that 2 years ago, like 3 years ago, do you know what I mean? Who knows what would be happening today? Do you know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
I think it's a really good point you made there about the agencies. And like I said, because I'm mindful that we've got like some of our newer DJs watching, and so with me and agencies, I there was a point when exactly like what you said, when I started seeing some of the fees that they charge, and they vary massively depending on who and what and all of those types of things. And then you might have a price, but the agency price might be less. And also, I used to hear a lot about sort of like you're not allowed to give out your business cards. You're not allowed to wear like I wouldn't be allowed to wear this hat. I don't wear these snapbacks to events, but I've got a branded laptop, and I would have to take the case off. No business cards, like, and then when I was hearing that, all I was hearing was like, how am I gonna grow? Like, I was like, how do I grow? And don't get me wrong, as a business model, I get it for agencies. That's kind of what they've got to do, because otherwise they will put you out 3-4 times and then you will just get your own work and you'll leave the agency, and then you might even take clients. I get it. I understand it. But I think it can be quite a rock and a hard place for like people coming up, because there will be some people that they find the agency is perfect and they just want to stick with the agency, because maybe when you're with the agency, you don't have to do much marketing. You don't have to do much. Maybe you might have to do as much content, because they're going to advertise you for you and get you the bookings, and you can go out, deliver the work, and get the pay. But obviously, where this is mobile DJ mastery, the whole idea is that you do want to become your own and you do want to build your own. But these are still great stepping stones. Did you find with the agencies that you was with, did you find any of them that was really trying to keep you down, or did you find some of them that was like a bit relaxed with it, like, yeah man, you can give out your cards, or you can, or did you find that like all of them was kind of moved in a certain way?
I think, well, the one thing is with a lot of these agencies, you got to respect the rules. And
Yeah, I agree.
I found that like at the beginning, when I actually joined like one or two agencies, I found that like, because I had like the branded laptop, and when I actually went out and joined one or two agencies, I had to actually remove the branding off my laptop. And the more I think about it now, I'm like, wow, I don't. It doesn't bother me the fact that I haven't got any branding on my laptop. Because when I do go out and I represent an agency, it is what it is. I represent the agency. But
Hmm.
obviously, if I'm representing myself, yeah, man, I'm gonna give out them business cards, you know.
One hundred.
Yeah, yeah, but like, yeah, there's with agencies, there's that respect in saying, yeah, cool, I'm representing you guys, and I'm not going to be like giving out my card, to take away business, basically, in that sense. And another thing about and one of the things that I love about one or two of the agencies that I'm with is they allow me to set my price. So say for instance, let's just say I'm saying to you, DJ 24, you book me for your wedding. I'm going to charge you this amount. Obviously, the agency is going to come along and say, yeah, DJ Terron is this amount, but we're taking a booking fee. They're not going to take it. They're not going to take any money away from what I'm charging. Do you
Whatever number
understand?
you've put on the,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You know,
Yeah,
so
I think that would be a better way, like, because I think it's difficult for a DJ to tell you your value. Do you know what I mean? Or a DJ a agency to predict like this is like, I know they might be the agencies that will say, look, are you interested in joining an agency? You'll be like, yep, no problem. This is my prices. Is that okay? They'll be like, okay, that's fantastic. That's your prices. But what we pay is this. And then obviously then it's a negotiation. You might be like, nah, that doesn't work for me. Or you might be like, you know what, that's all right for me as long as it's on a Monday or a Tuesday. Yep, say no more. I'm there. But if it's
yeah,
going to be for
yeah,
any other
exactly,
stuff,
yeah,
I won't be doing it for. But
exactly
I
that.
think. I think for agencies to say that, like, look, name your price, and obviously you as the thing would know, like, the higher you go, you might not get as much bookings from us, because that's just kind of how it works. Some people are looking for a cheaper DJ, and maybe the higher price you book at, some clients might see that as more of the premium DJ, and that's what they want. They want that premium experience. So
exactly that.
yeah, I
exactly
think that's fair for the agency the agency that does do that. I think that's can't go wrong. Can't go wrong at all.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong at all. Well, Mr. T, man, thank you so much for joining on the podcast, Blood Mobile DJ Mastery. Do you have any last words? Anything that you want to say to the guys, man? What you want to say to the peoples, them?
Don't go. I mean, actually, okay, so my advice to mobile DJ starting out is just to get out there, enjoy what you're doing.
100%.
Make sure you are diving into different genres as well, because you might be at an event where, say for instance, there's a lot of people that like 70s disco, but you've also got like that 25% of the crowd that might just like your throwback R&B or your throwback pop, or maybe even some garage as well, you know. So make sure you mix it up, and put yourself out there, and don't be afraid of your style, and be you.
Yes, I love that. Don't be afraid of your style. Be you. Do you know what I love as well? Because when we've been talking through this, if you notice, like, you've been you, T. Do you know what I mean? Like the hat,
Thank you.
the percussion, the things that you do, the DJing to the drums, like, you've been you, and that's kind of what makes you. So it's fantastic that you're saying that same thing to the listeners, man. I think that is a great bit of advice, man. And I think as well, is not being scared is a massive one, because a lot of us, we can get into our own heads about stuff. Similar to when I was saying to you about the same thing about Elephant Man dyeing his hair, like doing something that might be a little bit wild at first, but sometimes it's those things that get the attention of the masses later. So it might be your one or two, you know, you got those silly little WhatsApp groups, and someone's like, ha ha, they'll screenshot one of your content and pull it up on the group, and ha ha, some of your idiot school friends might be laughing at it. And sometimes you might laugh with it, but deep down in your back, you might be like, maybe I shouldn't do it, because maybe other people are laughing at me. Little do you know that little thing that the people are laughing at, other people are paying attention to you for that thing. And then if you stop it, who knows what might happen. Similar to what we were just saying about, like, tell me what you would have done in 2020. If you didn't do certain things, you might still be on the same tread, but then if you made a change, something else could have happened. So yeah, guys, I echo that, man. Make sure, guys, be brave, do your thing, and be you, man. Guys, man, thank you so much for joining us, T. Make sure you give T a follow on Instagram, and all the other socials. We'll have everything in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We'll be back again next week for some more good stuff to make sure that you lot up your game, and to obviously help all of us. The thing is with this podcast is that it's a journey that I'm on myself, and I'm hoping to take a lot of other DJs with me. Mobile DJ Mastery is all about us being the best that we can be individually. You're not trying to copy anyone. There's no competition. The only competition you should have is the guy in the mirror, or you yesterday. Your competition is being you yesterday. That's all you got to do. Do you know what I mean? Thank you so much for joining us, my man.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Catch you in the next
bro.
one. Peace.
All right, take care. Bye.